feel like Kyle is probably the greatest driver ever to live. I don't think that's
about the headers on your channel?
Tell me, I don't know anything about it. Tell me about the headers.
You know, he won both nights at Beverly
and then the Oskaloosa race.
Everybody else's headers are straight back, so Paul's got these things that are pointing up. And so everyone can't figure out why. That they think
so the shocks aren't overheating this way because you're deflecting the heat.
But then others have said, well, it's creating warm air under the wing for the air and all. There's all these theories.
Hey, that's what they think. So it tells me it's probably something completely different.
Exactly.
I tell you what.
Go look at the headers.
Okay,
anybody here.
Okay, you're a brave man. So what I want you to do, take this camera over there, and you ask Paul what the hell's up with his header. You hear me? Here, take the handle. I guess nobody's got that much courage. It's good to meet you.
Yeah,
Thanks for your support.
I do. I love it. I always try to like the videos.
I appreciate you.
Let
me get a look at you. You're from down by Austin, Texas?
Yeah, Georgetown, Texas.
Okay. My mom grew up in Lubbock. I know that's far away.
Oh, yeah. Sure.
But
sure.
Yeah, I got some Texas roots in me. Thanks for your support.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
Great stuff.
Thank you. Adios. This image really defines what it means to win the Knoxville Nationals. Put the trophy up on the mantle. That's Tim Schaefer from 2010. Look at that face. And look at this tradition here under the main grandstand at Knoxville. They wrap the poles with all the winners, reaching back to Roy Robbins in 1961. In fact, they had a ceremony and celebration yesterday to add their newest member. Kyle Larson was here yesterday and celebrated with a ceremony here yesterday for Larson, who joins all the many others who are part of this great tradition, the Knoxville Nationals. Super cool, huh? You know, somebody was forward thinking on this because they have lots of empty poles that they can fill on down through the decades. This place is amazing, Knoxville. This event, it really is the granddaddy of them all. The most famous sprint car race is, without question, the Knoxville Nationals. The dirt late model industry has the World 100. Sprint cars has Knoxville.
Nationals win, you've been close to 10. This year you got a good...
To add my name to that list and then get my third good rating.
Awesome. Best of luck tonight, Kyle.
Thanks.
Straightaways got like
We're good? We're going to go out front and take a whole group picture before intros. I need the first 8 starters. First 8, 1 through 8.
Yeah, the bottom like tracked up or got better or something. Weird. It's demanding. Yeah, the track's like I think you put a while killing it.
Big time win last night to get yourself on the evening once again.
Rico, Gio, Carson, Courtney, Pittman, Larson.
Vegas, probably. The only problem.
They're big Highland skaters. That's hard to run. And most cars ever sweeping all year this year, but we killed.
Still a lot of I didn't watch a single lap. If I look, I'd do that. When will you race this thing again?
Definitely. Dude, I couldn't stand that.
That's like, that is like, right?
How were you even moving?
Tired. Oh damn! I didn't even notice like that much bigger than yours, honestly. But your legs were like it was a Cohen suit or something like that. Like, you got to be bigger when
To be a Formula One guy.
Yeah. He's ready.
But it breathes.
Yours
are always I like it. It stretches and breathes. Yeah, I can't stand when it doesn't move.
Are you?
Like, and honestly, like I went to Desiree and asked her, "Oh, you use stuff." We got excuse, man. They're the only one who use it. And then she like looked up the rating, and there's like 3 times what that stuff is. Yeah, like it's way different. And then I'm like, I'm used to it.
Because now that you're a fair weather racer, it don't matter. You're good. You're fucking hitting it out. It's too hot out the last week. If it's too hot, he's not racing. Yeah. That's what I mean. Fair weather, right? Like, yeah, I agree. Yeah, at 69, I'll be like, that's fine. We'll just we'll take 2. We'll take 3 months off, come back out, and win the national open. It's fine. Yeah.
We're going to stop on the top, take pictures, wave. You know what to do. I like it too. Kyle, thanks for being so great for our sport, brother. Woo! Kyle, you man. It's a go. Here, I'll give you.
Thanks.
Kyle, can I get you some of my 20? Nice work, kid.
Kyle. Hey. Oh, I'm good, Doug.
All right. Where's Gio at? He won it.
Good job, Larson.
Way to go, Kyle. Thank you, Kyle. You man. Whoa!
Good
job, Kyle.
Appreciate it so much. Okay, good luck tomorrow. Appreciate it.
First thing we're gonna do. I didn't know what you were. It's supposed to be a captain.
Good job, Kyle.
Race, Kyle! Kyle, I'm ready,
Both sides. Yes, I did a lot of that.
Knoxville Nationals champion. Give him a round of applause, everyone. And with that comes a toast. So I'll hand the microphone over to you.
Can we get Corey Day water, please? Gosh, what a week. Record crowds, I believe, every night. So hats off to all you fans for making this event bigger and better every year. The Knoxville staff as well. So it makes it so much fun for us competitors to see this place packed on a Wednesday and just continue to grow. So awesome to win a third one. I love coming up on this stage and getting to toast for you guys. So I believe try to do it again next year, huh? Thank you very much.
We will now open up the floor to questions here. Just raise your hand and we'll go around.
Kyle, what was the most stressful part of this today? Defending the Knoxville Nationals title and doing it, obviously, coming off of flying back from Richmond. What would you say was the most stressful part of your day?
Lap traffic for sure. I felt like the second 25, I pieced together some good laps. I got hung up a minute in traffic, but I felt overall I did a pretty decent job. So and the track kind of finally progressed to where you could run through the middle and things like that, at least for me, and that helped get through traffic a little bit easier too.
Kyle, were you surprised that Silva wanted to keep the tires on the car at the break?
No, because I think he's done that in the past. Our tires looked really good, I guess, at the break, and Paul's really smart. There's no real reason to put on new tires if they're not damaged. So we didn't have any blisters. It didn't show much wear. So we decided to keep them on. I feel like this year we've maybe had at times, and maybe I'm probably just using this as an excuse because we've sucked most of the year, but I feel like we've had some inconsistent tires that have thrown us off and you made us struggle worse than we think we are. So we felt good the first 25 and probably didn't want to risk, having any sort of weird thing present itself and then have a spade. So I was happy when I heard them say to keep them on. And I knew, it gave me more confidence, I guess, to fire off the next screen knowing what I had was already good.
Gio, you've had 3 great years, a couple fours a second. You talked about the mental part. What do you need to do to get to the next step?
Well, I hope a third doesn't fill in that gap before a first does, but good question. I don't know. I mean, I think, I forget sometimes that I'm only 22 years old. I know Corey's 13, but I don't know. It's I'd say a little discouraging to see Corey running so good. Not discouraging, but worrying, I guess. When I was his age, I made the show, obviously, but didn't have near as good a run as he did. So I don't know what it takes to get that next level. When I get there, I'll let you know. Just being mentally strong, physically strong. Obviously, Kyle runs 300-400 lap races where it might not be as physically demanding, but it's obviously mentally draining for sure to run a stock car that long. And he's so good in every different discipline. I feel like Kyle's probably the greatest driver ever to live. I don't think that's it's silly saying that. We all know it, and to close in the 57 was encouraging, but again, 50 laps is a long time. There's no races longer than 25 laps here. So races like the Kings Royal here, obviously the National Opener, the races are won, Donnie told me, in the last 8 laps. So that's where I shit the bed at Kings Royal or whatever race that was and hit the fence. So I didn't do it with 8 to go this time, which was good, but to run second, you have to lose these races before you can win them.
Corey, what's it mean to you to sit up here with these 2 guys on the podium?
Yeah, man, it means a lot. We had success here earlier this year at the Outlaw Show, and it's been 2 hard years of working really hard on our race car, and
me as a driver to get good at this place, it's not easy at all. So, I had confidence coming into this that I knew it was possible to run well, and I think if I start to the front, I think I definitely got a good shot at it. If traffic plays in my way and the race plays out a little different, but I'm pumped with the third place run to sit up here with Kyle and Gio. Like Gio said, I don't think there's anyone on the planet better than Kyle Larson in race cars. So it means a lot.
What is it about California that's producing so many young, great sprint car drivers? I mean, it's a question for all of you. What is it about California?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm curious what their opinions are as well, because they grew up, although we both came from, or all three of us came from California, I grew up with a different background than these two did. I came from Northern California with outlaw karts and stuff, and they were central with micros. And for me, my opinion is, I just think for one, the competition's stiff out there, but the racetracks are really, really good, really challenging. Tight bull rings. They really teach you to run extremely hard, and that's what I feel like you have to do in a sprint car to be fast. So, you grow up racing at Chico, Tulare, Placerville, Watsonville, Hanford, you never feel good there. So I think when you come to these big, smooth half miles, everything kind of slows down and feels a little bit easier, and you're just used to being around cars and charging corners and things. So I think that helps, but the foundation of outlaw karts out there as well as micros really sets the groundwork for the talent, and California though does have the best talent. I mean, it's not, you can't even argue it. So it's pretty cool to be from there.
Yeah, I agree. I think something about California is as times have changed, younger drivers are coming up, and I think car runners like Dennis Roth, Harley Van Dyke, Rod Tyner, Tyner Hurst are not afraid to give a young guy a chance that has never even raced before. I mean, Landon Brooks has run, for Tyner Hurst and now Rooster. So I don't know if car runners out there aren't afraid to put a young guy in it. And it sounds dumb to say, but crashing is part of racing out there more so than out here, I feel like. And you have to crash to learn your limits. And running an outlaw kart and a micro sprint don't have a lot of horsepower, and you got to be perfect in the car. And sometimes being on the edge means crashing or winning. So to Kyle's point, I think he's absolutely right. The opportunity out there is huge for racing a different racetrack, like you said, Chico, Hanford, Placerville. All those places are very tight bull rings. Calistoga was the only half mile, and it almost kind of races like a bull ring. So hopefully it comes back, but yeah, the opportunities there seem to be more open for young drivers.
Awesome track. I love Knoxville. It like I said, it changes more than any track in the country in a 25 lap segment. So that makes it a lot of fun for the drivers.
Kyle Larson's pretty good too.
Oh,
yeah?
He's good. He's been to New Zealand. I've been at Western Springs, which is the history of Western Springs in New Zealand.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's the greatest driver in America right now, yeah?
Most definitely.
Yeah.
And I remember a few years ago when Brian Clausen was around and he was racing in New Zealand, and there was Kyle Larson and Rico, and I was watching a race and I turned around and standing behind me watching the racing as well.
Oh.
So that was a pretty good experience.
That's cool. That's cool. Well, you'll never guess who I just had a conversation with out in his little camper. Have you heard of a guy named Steve Kinzer?
Yes, very much so. Very much so. We were here one year and he came out of his motorhome.
Yeah?
And he goes, oh, it's time for a smoke,
He's as healthy as can be.
Oh, that's good.
And he kind of lived on cigarettes and cheeseburgers, man.
Yeah.
So maybe
I
might switch from alfalfa to cheeseburgers or something.
No, we've watched him over the years.
Yeah, he's amazing. And I admire him so much.
That's why they call him the king,
Oh, he's the king. Yeah. And he always will be. Thank you for your time. I appreciate you. I just wanted to get that New Zealand dialect on the show, man.
Yeah, for sure.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.